Well, I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm very excited about the result here today, and I think it's clear that Hoosiers are ready for something different, something better in the Secretary of State's office. They're tired of the insider dealing. They're tired of the corruption. And that's why I'm going to open an independent audit to root that out on day one. I'm happy to answer any of your other questions.
So how you feeling about the results today?
I feel it's strong. Blythe ran a competitive campaign, a passionate campaign, and we won 61% of the vote. So I think that's a good result here. And we're going to be on to November here, starting. I'll take Sunday off, but maybe Monday we'll get back to it.
Given that prominent Republicans have rescinded their endorsements for Diego Morales, and we're seeing more getting behind Max Engling, are you concerned that could present a challenge for you heading into November?
The corruption and the insider dealing that Diego Morales has been a part of, has done himself, has been around for years. And it is telling. The reasons they are withdrawing their endorsements in their own words, it's not because of the luxury SUV that he bought with our money. It's not because of the no-bid contracts that he's used taxpayer dollars to fund for his biggest donors or hiring his family members. The reason that they're withdrawing his endorsements because they know he was going to lose to this campaign. Think about what that says. It's clear that they don't care about good government or honest leadership, and Hoosiers deserve better than that.
But with Max Engling having none of that baggage, does that still present a challenge heading into November?
He's a part of the same system that produced Diego Morales. Hoosiers are hungry for more competition in our state politics. Competition breeds better results for everyone, holds everyone more accountable. There's a reason that Diego Morales felt like he could get away with that nonsense, and he's a part of the same system which has produced Diego Morales.
But do you expect Greg Ballard to be on the ballot? What do you know about
you might know more than me, Brian. I don't have any of the inside info on that, but we will see, and we're going to focus on running our campaign here as strong as we can.
So now that you've won the confidence in election results with people who trust the process at this point?
Yeah, well, I think a good place to start, I actually worked as a poll worker this past primary session, is involve yourself in the process by working at the polls and see actually what happens, the mechanics of the process. We have a great system, or great program rather, in our state called the Hoosier Hall Pass program, which has allowed kids under the age of 18 in high school to involve themselves in working at the elections. I think doing things like that, involving yourself in the process, familiarizing yourself with how it's going is a good place to start. We will be very strong on election integrity in this campaign, and when I'm in office, there will be a zero tolerance policy for any illegal voting, and those that we find who are breaking the law will be prosecuted to the full extent of it.
What is your top priority on?
Now that you've won your party's nomination, how do you broaden this out and reach out to people who might be considering, even if Morales is the nominee, still voting Republican or considering Greg Ballard?
Regardless of the political party that you come from, Republican, Democratic, Independent, Libertarian, it doesn't matter. We can't tolerate insider dealing and corruption in our state government. That message of cleaning up this office appeals broadly because it's unacceptable what's gone on. And so we're going to be doing that every day on the campaign trail. Hoosiers deserve to have a good steward of their tax dollars. We're not getting that right now in the Secretary of State. We certainly won't get that with whomever else emerges from their convention who's part of the same broken system.
So a lot of Republicans are saying they're basically using this office to do what your dad did back in 1986, run for governor in 2 years. Can you give Hoosiers some type of assurance or credit that this is the job you're running for, it's the job you're going to stay in if you get this job?
I have every intention to serve out, honorably in this role. It demands that level of attention. It's a very important role. I mean, in your hands is the health of our democratic process, and that's our state, potentially our country's most vital resource. And so that will demand my full attention. I will give this everything I have. We have big problems in this office, and we got to clean up the corruption.
Top priority, day one.
Independent audit. The amount of insider dealing and corruption which has, at a systemic level, infested this office is unacceptable. Hoosiers work really hard for their money, particularly at a time like today when people are barely making ends meet sometimes. I've met them all over our state, and they see a statewide office holder spending their money on luxury SUVs for himself. That is unacceptable. We have to be good stewards of the taxpayer resources in state government. I don't care what political party you're in.
What do you plan to do to appeal to the Blythe Potter supporters who might be disappointed with today's results?
There's a home in this campaign for you if you believe in good government, if you believe in honest leadership, if you believe that we need something better here in the State House. And of course, I will reach out to them and involve them, just like I'm going to reach out to anyone else who wasn't here today and involve them in this campaign, because I think there's a home for everyone in this.
What do you think that Indiana Democrats need to do to win in November?
we got to be everywhere. We got to talk to everyone. We got to work really hard, and we got to reach out to people we may not always agree with on every issue, and find the areas where we can find common ground. One of those areas is the fact that this office and any other office in our state government should not be used for insider perks for the office holder.
I think you've got time for 2 more.
Well, on a personal level, that was your mom's picture.
It was, yeah.
Can you talk about the decision to kind of do that?
Yeah, you know, I felt like she was with me, sitting by my side. I love her very much, and a lot of people in that room also loved her, and she touched a lot of their lives too. I think she'd be proud of me today.
You come from a prominent political family. How do you reach across to voters who may be concerned that you can't understand like the everyday struggles of an ordinary everyday person who may not have had some of the privileges in life that you've had?
I've been very blessed throughout my life, and that's one of the reasons that I've been drawn to public services. I think every kid in our state should be given the same opportunities that I've been given. You know, in my service as a United States Marine Corps infantry officer, one of the best things about our nation's military is that it draws from every walk of life, from all over our country. And in the units that I led, we didn't always agree on everything. But at the end of the day, we were able to come together to achieve a mission that was more important than any of the differences maybe you're alluding to. And so I'm going to be the type of leader in state government that, regardless of whether or not I've had the same exact life experience as someone else, is going to try and unify people around what we do have in common, which is our shared identity as Americans and our love of this state, Indiana.
All right. Thank you so much.
you.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you.